check out some really cool new Greater Good minis from Wargame Exclusive.
Spiking bits.
Welcome back, Hobby Maniacs. I'm Baer, and today we are taking a look at some awesome Greater Good miniatures from Wargames Exclusive. They have, actually, I'm looking at their page over here on the monitor, and they have a ridiculously large number of these miniatures. Some of them we've shown on the channel, some of them I didn't even know existed. They have put out so much stuff in the past like 2-3 years that I was literally just scrolling through the website, seeing all the cool stuff that they've come out with in that time. I mean, I remember getting let's just put the review on hold real quick. But I remember getting these miniatures from these folks, and they were in little baggies, and I was like, oh, that's cute. You know, we all start small and everything, and that's kind of how companies start out, you know, bootstrapping capital to build up their companies and such. And then now we've got, you know, box sets with like logos on them. You know, UPCs, like the logo for Grimskull, the folks that sculpt it for them, or the sculptors, not necessarily Wargame Exclusive that retails them, you know, is stamped into the bottom of each base, and it's just like so, like the out of box experience, the overall theme, the packaging, you know, all the quality. There's very few mold lines on all this stuff now. It's the same with some of the other folks that we've reviewed here over the past 2 years. They just continue to get better and better with their products, and every time I get a new package from them, I'm like, oh, I can't wait, because you know, every time I get one, it's like, oh, look at this, it's just better and better and better. And so I love talking about these folks, because at the end of the day, there's, you know, everybody wants to have something different, everybody wants their things to look different, and some folks just want something cool to paint up and have some fun with. And that, I think, is one of the coolest things about Wargame Exclusive and some of the other folks there out of you know, Eastern Europe and the Ukraine as well. So let's jump right into it and take a look at these the two newest Greater Good miniatures from Wargame Exclusive. Okay, so here they are. We've got the Greater Good Æther. Æther. I don't know how to say that. We'll just say the Greater Good leader guy. And Cyclic Battlesuit right here. Now, you'd be told there's a bunch of battlesuits that have different weapon options on them, but this one is the Cyclic Battlesuit. And I think we showed one of these earlier with a different loadout, if I'm not mistaken. But still, you know, there's a lot of Greater Good out there in the airwaves, so I figured this would be a great place to take a look at the latest from Grimskull. Now we have some other stuff over here too that doesn't quite tie into, you know, the Greater Good theme, so we're not gonna really look at those. So let's pop these bad boys open and jump over to their website and see exactly how they're supposed to look, because that's the one thing that you can't really tell on here. Like I said, the packaging is on point. There's a little staple in here, so if you want to buy these to retail, I'm not sure if they have a wholesale account. If you're a retailer, I didn't ask them that, but that might be a good thing for me to ask them about in the future. But if you are a retailer and you want to hit these folks up, it seems like their stuff is pretty much ready to retail right there. So we've got the Æther guy. We'll go with Æther. And it looks like it's not too many parts. We got some banners, we got the grab base thing, some antennae, a beam, and I think this beam is part of the their actual, like, because it says Grimskull on it, it's actually part of the sprue that everything's attached to. So kind of got this all trimmed up and ready to go for, because I thought it was just kind of a neat little maybe thing you could put on the base, you know. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 pieces here to this resin kit. We'll talk about pricing in a second. It looks like it's 19.99 euros, which is slightly more in American. I guess that's about 25 ducats American, give or take, right there. But I mean, taking a look at this, you know, like I said, the quality has gotten higher and higher. It almost looks like I can see some very faint lineage in here. Maybe it's my imagination. Maybe you can zoom in and see it too yourself, or if you get your hands on these miniatures, I almost feel like they're printing these out 3D masters and resin casting them, but I might be wrong. That might just be my eyeballs getting way too old for me, getting away from me. Start seeing things. Get off my lawn, you crazy 3D digital printers. Okay, so this guy looks pretty cool. He's got the little, you know, kind of Taupopat Greater Good kind of deal, and lots of good sculpting here. Got the feet, little parachute pants. I'm liking it. Looks like there's some some sort of sockets or something that plugs in there. So I'm not sure. Maybe that's this thing. That could probably be. That's it. Oh wow, look at that. That looks pretty cool. So obviously he's floating above the ground. Pretty neat. Kind of reminds me a little bit of how Charles Xavier would look if he wasn't restricted to the chair, and he's got a little droner dude, marker drone, become in peace kind of drone. I don't know. Not a clue where these things hang from. I feel like they hang underneath something, so maybe it's this kind of deal. But this looks like a grab, some sort of grab thing, another grab thing, a grab thing on the back. So this might be a this. So this looks like. Where would this plug into? Here. No. Okay, well, we're not going to sit here and try to puzzle this together. Here, we're going to actually go over and look at the site, see how to build this, and then we're actually going to build it as well. Okay, probably has that out. But man, I love the detail work. There's very little mold lines now. We did clean up what we did find. There's a few here, a few in a couple of places, but not too many at all. So there is the greater good. Oh, we forgot one little piece. Got caught on the tape there. And next up is the cyclic battlesuit. Again, we've shown this guy on the channel. He's on a 50 mil base, it looks like, but it's always good to take another look. And actually not a lot of pieces, believe it or not, for what it is, a battlesuit. That is pretty cool. So we've got we got a pilot cavity. That's neat. Oh wow, so it's oh okay, that's cool. I'm liking that. So it's got an interior pilot cockpit rather. I guess he's kind of wired into the machine. So this looks like it goes over. So you can really use this as counts as for almost counts as for anything at that point, because the size it is, well, judging by the size it looks rather, is very similar to most of the suits, the greater good style suits out there already. We got a couple feet here. We got some antennas, some shoulder pads. These look like weapon arms with, like I said, different weapon mounts that you can put underneath here, all of which are very well styled. Look at the little lines in that right there. Everything around there looks good, all the cuts and the undercuts. So this is going to kind of go in here, and that's pretty good size. I would imagine that you can almost feel it. I guess it does. I almost imagine you could magnetize these, but then they don't sell like a weapon pack. Maybe in the future they'll sell a weapon pack. Oh wow, it just, you don't even need to magnetize it. Holy cow, look at that. It just like slots in. It's that high tolerance. Wow, that is so cool. You don't see that very often in resin miniatures, that's for sure. And then this looks like the feet. Go down here. Oh, okay, so these go right in. They're gonna be standing. I don't know. We need to check the posing on this when we pull it up on the website. And then these panels look like they go back here to kind of cap off the back detail a little bit. That is cool. So I like how they did. They're very ambitious with this design and the amount of undercuts and the little vent work right here. So I'm really digging that. Like, I dig this design. I don't know where these go. Oh, maybe they go right here. Some sort of internal fuel kind of type deal or something like that. But either way, I think we got a really good idea of how this one goes together too. And I don't think we put the last one together. We didn't do a build, unboxing build, unfortunately. But let's jump over, take a look at the website, and then we'll get these bad boys put together and compare them to some of the miniatures that you already know out there. And here we are, Wargame Exclusive site. It's www.https, of course. Everything has to be secure these days. wargameexclusive.com. So it's going to look weird because there's a game on the E and a game on the exclusive. But once you get there, you'll see different sections. Oh, they got new stuff. Oh yeah, we featured her on the site already. Yes, Highbringer featured him. There's the guy we got right there. And hey, they take PayPal. So you click on the greater good section, or whatever section you're looking for, really, for miniatures. They got all sorts of very familiar faces right here, but we're going to click on greater good. I like this. I hadn't seen this yet. This is pretty cool. Like I said, I was just spending some time just clicking around the site earlier, but this looks really neat. Like if you want to put them on some counts as turrets, or just kind of standalone flying around. I also like their little droners, these things, these little droidicars. And this thing looks crazy cool. Like, I don't even know. I guess you could use it as a Tetra. Counts as Tetra. It looks to be about the same size. Or a Piranha, perhaps. But man, that thing is pretty legit. And then these multi-purpose drones. And we've shown off the rest of these. Vector Assassin, the Big Shaz. This guy is super cool. One of the coolest, sassiest towels out there. But I digress. Let's go back to the subject matter at hand. We've got the Greater Good Aether. And here he is. Okay, so how far off were we? We were pretty far off. Okay, so that is the base. That is the top. And then those little mag grab things go around the side. Of course, we had the cape was right. This was right. I feel like I didn't realize those went down, draped down like that. Okay, so that's cool. I'll make that a little bit easier. I'm digging that. And look at the back. So that piece just goes up right there and then cut out. Okay, that's cool. I can get behind that. So 19.99 euros. I think that's about 25 US. Abby. Add to cart. Got this. So this guy's a little bit more. 29.99 euros. Like I said, we had shown him off before. And it looks like, yeah, we had that pointed the right way. Okay, cool. Checking the weapon. So the antennas go, oh, they go off the pad. That's pretty neat. That's very forward thinking. We had the vents right. And it looks like on the feet, they are kind of like a little bit of a wide stance, but you can kind of have this guy going this way and this guy almost semi-flush or semi-perpendicular, almost parallel to the body. Perpendicular to the base going straight down. So that gives us a good idea. 29.99 euro, which is comparable to the normal Tau Battlesuit, I suppose, because I think the box of 3 now is $75 US. So you're looking about $35 US. Let's add the cart. All right, let's check out shipping. International standard delivery is only 5 euros. Okay, so it takes about 2 weeks to get these. Usually when they hit us up and they're like, hey, we're gonna send you some new stuff, I'm like, oh, cool, can't wait. And it's about 2 weeks till we get it. So that's not too bad. 2-week delivery for 5 euro, which is probably about $8 US, I guess. Seems pretty good. So let's jump back to the paint table. Well, I'm gonna leave you here and then magically, I'm gonna put these miniatures. I know I said I was gonna come back and these are gonna be all assembled. I literally haven't even started yet, but I was so amazed from trying to assemble the very first piece on this Æther guy that I had to bring this in and show you guys this. So check this out. So this is the back spine to the Æther guy, right? I was like, all right, I always dry fit everything just to make sure. And I literally put it down like this. And look, the tolerances are so tight on these miniatures that it literally fits in there without any glue. Now, I wouldn't leave it like that, but I just wanted to show you, like, I have an engineering background. I have engineering degrees. Like, this to me, and it might not appreciate it to you, and maybe I shouldn't even showed you to that matter. But tolerances like this are actually very, very hard. Like this design shows a degree of familiarity with design and process management that, in my opinion, besides Games Workshop, is very hard to find out there. And even Games Workshop fumbles the ball from time to time. But I like how their new designs are masking mold lines more and more and more. But this being said, this is very impressive to me, and I get that some of you might not understand why this is such a big deal, but this tight of tolerances, and if this miniature goes together perfectly, which we're about to find out, like, that is a quality product that might have not been seen in this industry in a very long time in this level of company, or this I don't want to say small of a company because they have so many miniatures by this point, but this level of a company in our industry, which is awesome to see. It really is. It's that time again. So we have got these miniatures together finally, and let me tell you what, I've seen a lot of miniatures around, and I started to hint at it, when I was putting this Æther guy together at the beginning, and I really had no idea just what was about to happen. So I said at the beginning of the show here, this video, that Wargame Exclusive is always getting better and better with their designs and all the stuff that's come out, their packaging, everything. This miniature right here is one of the most expertly designed pieces in a very easy to use material that I have ever put together in my whole life. Like words do not convey the amount of, I guess, amazement at this miniature, at this design, how it goes together, how easy this material is to work with, and how there was like basically no mold lines. Like, I'm just completely floored and blown away by this miniature. It's one of the most recent miniatures on their site that we just showed you when we were over there. So let's break it down. The Æther guy has a lot of parts, like 23 parts, I think we counted them up. But once you start looking, and it doesn't come with instructions, but you can look at a 360-degree picture of the miniature on their site to figure out how it goes together. Let me show you. This thing is crazy detailed and amazing, and you can assemble it in sections. So check this out. This guy comes off, and I didn't realize it at the time. I was like, how's this guy attached to like hover throne, right? He attaches by his cloth cape. What's underneath the Æther skirt? Well, there it is. Or there's kilt. There it is. Nothing. But look at this. Like, the capes, the robes actually keep him upright. So you can paint this separately and then place him into his hover throne, which also you could do in two parts, because this is the first part here, which would probably be one color. And then there's a lot of detail work probably up here, and you can do some glowy effects and such. But this right here is actually a bunch of different pieces. You got 1 piece, 2 piece, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pieces right there, just that make this up. And then the 2 pieces here that we showed you when we brought you in there for a second. And then it just literally slots together that easily. I mean, you could re-glue it, but I wouldn't until... Well, I'm not going to paint this. We'll probably do it as a giveaway on Twitch. And then this guy just basically magically floats well. Now it's not going to do it. It's like being a cat. But magically floats in, and then this backpack, this back socket right there, slots right into the recess on that, and boom. And then these little cords, of course, would line up at the top right there. So he's literally wired into this. But for, you know, it's just this pose, we're not going to go down and get him in. But man, wow, that's crazy. I mean, all of these lining up perfectly. These capes, these little pieces here, I didn't have to reheat anything. I didn't have to do, I literally just trimmed a couple pieces of flash here and there and glued stuff down, and like magic, it was all in the right place. Literally magic. Figure magic right here. I don't even know what to say. I'm so blown away about the design and implementation of that particular miniature. And then I was like, all right, well, let's do the suit, because there's no way this thing could top that Æther dude, and it didn't, but it still is pretty cool. It's got some really neat designs and stuff. Like, I was a little wrong about these legs. Like, these legs can be positioned pretty much any way, and as long as you sock it in the feet, it will lock in. The weapons do dry fit together, but I went ahead and glued them. But one of the things that I like is this kind of like Jerwalk style, that you can flip these little winglets out that attach to the shoulder pad here, and kind of have some fun with that. You wouldn't even have to glue these down. You could paint these separate too. But check this out. It's got an interior compartment that this literally just kind of locks in, and or you can be like, oh, I took a couple wounds. Angry towel. Poo, 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 poo. I don't even know. That's so crazy. Like, so well detailed. Look at that cockpit and the little super angry greater good duder in there, just so angry. Oh, I love it. This miniature is pretty cool. Not as cool as the Æther dude, but I feel like it's incredibly well detailed. Now, a couple of things to note. You can kind of see some of the lines. These miniatures are definitely designed on some sort of ridiculously, well, designed on computer, printed out on, the masters are printed on some sort of 3D printer that's super high quality, because you can see right there that after the resin casting, I took my knife and I just scraped it. Yeah, there you go. You can see it in the light. I just scraped it a little bit so you can see that those lines that are going to appear in some of the flat areas on here can easily be scraped off with minimal effort and will not take anything away from the miniature whatsoever. So that's really cool to see too. So two incredibly well designed miniatures. I have not seen stuff like this. I don't want to say ever, but I am, this is definitely the top three best well designed and executed, both material wise, process wise, and retail wise miniatures that I've seen in a very long time in this industry. So I cannot say enough good things about Grimskull. I'm gonna get this video cut, email him back and be like, yo guys, wow, blew my mind. Doesn't happen very often. I love it. Oh, let's compare some notes here on sizes real quick. So here is the approximate size of the Æther dude to a Primaris Space Marine. So he is kind of bigger. And then here's to a normal size Space Marine. So kind of a little bit bigger type dude. And then the suit, of course, regular Space Marine, looks to be about right if you're looking for some Tau and not Tau. Then the scale is pretty good there. So again, can't say enough good things about Grimskull and Wargame Exclusive miniatures. Like, I'm blown away. I'm literally blown away. I just, wow. Go hit up their page, check out their offerings. I can't guarantee that all of the earlier stuff are this cool, because I know it's not. I mean, it's cool, but it's not designed and implemented as well as this. But their recent stuff just completely knocks it out of the park. But anyway, around, all their stuff is good. Check out their site, get some miniatures in the cart, get them over, take a look for yourselves, and I'm telling you, they do not suck. So if you like these type of features here on this channel, work out this hobby muscles, hit the subscribe button, scroll down to the notification icon, turn that on so you can be the very first to like and comment on all these videos.
Deleted scenes, bonus content, and all the interviews and post-game wrap-up videos can be located in the Hall of Veterans on thelongwar.net. Visit thelongwar.net today and try a week completely free with no strings attached. That's not all. TheLongWar.net is also your hobby resource for exclusive early access with an ad-free experience to all your favorite videos. Members of the Hall of Veterans gain early exclusive access to multiple hobby videos.